Shalom from Israel. Day 2 started with hearing from Rachel Goldberg-Pollitt, mother of Hirsch, who was taken hostage on October 7th, 222 days ago. Many of you know Hirsch's story. If you don't, look it up. Others will tell it much better than I could. But I'll share two thoughts that Rachel shared with us. First, she told us about Hirsch and how one of the core elements of who he was involves the love and respect he always showed for his parents. A few years ago, he told his parents that he wasn't going to keep Shabbat the way they did at home, but he would never disrespect them. He still went to shul with his parents when he visited because he didn't want his father sitting alone. He always had a kippah on when he visited his parents, and he washed before eating at his parents' home, even if he didn't do any of those things when he was on his own. Respecting and honoring his parents was first. She shared this because it hit her a couple of months back when we read Parsha Yitro and the Ten Commandments. The fifth commandment is to honor your father and mother, but the verse continues to tell us why we should honor our father and mother, that your days may be long. Reading that line and thinking about how Hirsch honored his parents so completely, that's when she knew in her heart that Hirsch was going to come home. May it happen immediately. Second thought, Hirsch had a plane ticket booked for December 27th to start a 1 to 2 year backpacking trip around the world. On December 27th, Rachel, the family, and 50 friends went to the airport, and El Al allowed them to go on the plane that Hirsch was supposed to be on before anybody else boarded, and they put a poster of Hirsch on every seat. Then they formed a line after security and handed everyone coming through, no matter where they were going, a bring him home sticker with a picture of Hirsch on it, and told them to put the sticker in as far-flung a location as they possibly could. So when Hirsch does come home and recovers and finally goes on his trip, he'll see the stickers in every corner of the world he visits. It was a completely heartbreaking talk from an amazing mother, and it's just one of thousands of different stories out there. Everyone there just wanted to give their children a big hug at the end of it, and I'm glad I'm here with Jonah so I could. The next stop was a vineyard in Beit Shemesh. Before October 7th, the agricultural sector was largely staffed with Palestinians and foreign workers. Since October 7th, the Palestinian workers aren't able to come into work in Israel, and the foreign workers all left, fearing for their safety. So there's no one left to work the fields, and the entire year's crop is at risk of being lost. So we spent 2 hours trimming grapevines, trying to do our small part. The field we worked usually has 50 workers working 12 hours a day. Today, there was a group of 5 to 10 Thai workers and us. It was a drop in the bucket of the help that the owners needed, but as I was working, I couldn't help but think of the words of Pirkei Avot, chapter 2, which many people would have read last Shabbat. It is not for you to complete the task, but neither are you free to stand aside from it. After lunch, we got a tour of the Supreme Court building. It's an amazing building infused with meaningful symbolism. When you walk in on the ground floor, you need to ascend along a staircase with a huge window on the top. From the bottom, as you look up, all you can see is the sky. This brings together the concept of emet, truth, and tzedek, justice. Emet comes from the earth and tells us what is. Tzedek, justice, comes from heaven and tells us what ought to be. You need to ascend from truth in order to obtain justice. When you reach the top of the stairs, before you go to the courtrooms, you need to pass through the law library, which is open to everyone. Before you stand before the courts to request judgment, you need to immerse yourself in the law itself. Symbolism in every design element. Our final stop was at a school called Netzach, which is dedicated to providing those parts of the Haredi community who want it core curricular education in math, science, technology, civics, and arts, along with high quality core education. the center of a grassroots movement within the Haredi community to help build the next generation. It was a moving day in Israel. Each of the day's 4 experiences were powerful and each completely different. I feel so blessed that I can be here in Israel to hear the stories and forge a deeper connection with the people of Israel, the state of Israel, and the land of Israel. I'll close with today's counting the Darkness Initiative. Today is the 222nd day, which is 7 months and 1 week in the darkness. May it be God's will that our loved ones be protected and rescued from those seeking to harm them, and may they return quickly to their homes and families in peace and health. Amen. That's all for now. With love from Israel. Am Yisrael Chai.